Howdy y'all. So today I'm going to be replacing the fuel pump in my 2001 Toyota Sequoia, and I'm going to show you all how to do it. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, to start this off, we're going to jack this thing up and put it up on jack stands to get it a little further off the ground because it's a little easier to work on. So let me do that. Okay, so one of the first things you want to do is vent the fuel tank. So that way we can release all the pressure, so when you pop the fuel hoses, it doesn't just spray fuel everywhere. Let's see if this has got any pressure in it. There we go. So I'm going to just kind of halfway leave that on there. Leave that half open so that way I remember to shut it when we're done. Okay, so now that we're under the vehicle, we want to remove the skid plate, and I believe there's 5 bolts that hold this on. You've got one right here, you've got one right here. Let's see, there's another one. Yeah, you see it right there. And then there's going to be another, I'm sorry, there's one right there. Let's see if we can get the camera on it. Boom, right there. And then there's another one. It's up here in the front, so they're pretty easy to spot, but you can't get the fuel tank down until you get this skid plate down. And you don't have to worry about the fuel tank just dropping. It's held in, it's kind of hard to see, but it's held in with straps. So come over here and take a look at it. See, right here, here's your actual straps. So that's what's actually holding your fuel tank up. So you don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about your fuel tank just dropping once you get the skid plate out of the way. So and by the way, they're all held in with you can just use a 12 millimeter socket to get them out. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna have my son, he's gonna loosen up all the bolts around the skid plate, and then we're gonna get this down. So go for it. Got it on reverse. Yep. All right. I think my gun's getting a little weak.
Get that extension?
It's on there.
This had to get it at an angle. There's a rock on my head.
Oh, this is Buddy also helping.
Back, I got it.
You got one more down here, buddy?
Oh, my bad.
Right, somewhere right there.
Yeah. Got it. Slide under. Yeah, just let it down. Go on your head. We got it. See?
So, alright, we're going to finagle this thing out of here. We'll be right back. Alright, so now that the skid plate is off, next thing we're going to move on to is getting the fuel filler hose and the vent hose off. And each clamp, they are it takes a 10 millimeter socket to get those off. So, let's get them off there. Okay, so as you can see, I'm using just a little 1/4 inch ratchet. Trying to get this hose clamp off. So it's loose now, and I'm going to move on to this clamp right here. It's kind of hard to hold a camera and do this at the same time. So let me get this clamp off, and then we'll get these filler hoses off, the filler hose and the vent hose. Okay, so I'm going to try to get these hoses off of here. I got the clamps loose. And obviously, whenever I go to tighten them back, I'm going to have them faced a different way so they're easier to get to the next time, if there is a next time. So, anyway, get that off there. All right, filler neck. I'm going to kind of hang it off to wherever. Let's see if the smaller one will break loose at all. Wow, it's being tough. Let me grab these pliers real quick. Get my good old Nipix. These are great pliers, by the way. Probably need to open them up a little more. If you do happen to use pliers, don't squeeze on this on the hose very hard, or else you're going to tear it up. Well, it's just not wanting to break free, and it's in a weird spot. Oh, come on. There it goes. There. Okay. Just take these clamps off. Well, that one's not coming off. That's fine. I'm going to take the clamp off. Get it out of the way for now. Okay. Then, I know you can't see it, but there's a vent hose up here. Right here. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah, there's a vent hose right here that we're going to take it off the line, this hard line right here, and just let the hose stay on the tank. So let me see if I can't get this clamp down. It's like for evap or something. See, there you go. I broke it loose and it's off. So, all right, so you can see I've got my floor jack under the fuel tank, and we are going to remove both of these bolts. You've got the one that's up here in the front for the strap, and then there's another one right here for the rear strap. So, all right, go for it.
I could came out a little bit. There we go. There's one.
All right.
Good Lord Almighty.
Can you reach this one?
Yep.
All right.
Watch my head on this light. There it is. There's two.
Okay. All right. We're going to get these straps swung out of the way and try to get this tank down a little bit and start removing the other stuff. Okay, so time to take these straps down. I'm having a problem where the straps are wanting to stay stuck to the tank. So I don't think it's really going to matter if they stay on the tank or if they come down with the strap, just as long as the strap comes down. See, there we go. Ah.
Yep.
Yeah, see, full of rocks and debris and whatever. I can stick those back on. I can stick them back on later. So do those have little pins on them, don't they?
Yep.
Do they look easy to remove?
Yep. So, trick is, there's going to be a small clip like this on that side. There's probably going to be another one. Yep. There's two clips like this size on both them sides. So make sure you don't lose them, because that's probably going to be a pain to find afterwards.
Yep.
Second one's right there. Come on. Probably help if I didn't get so darn wrapped all the way up in it.
So,
Lord.
gotta pop loose.
Probably just scoot her up like this. I can get my dagnabbit. Oh, because it's okay. Gotta get her up and around. There we go. Good Lord Almighty. There we go.
All right, you got her down?
Yep.
Okay, so now that we have both of the fuel tank straps off, the only thing that's holding it up right now is the floor jack. And there's, at this point, 3 things I believe left to remove, which one of them is going to be the electrical connector, and I believe we'll be able to access that once we get the tank down far enough. But the other 2 items is we have this return line, which you can see it just pops off pretty easy with a hose clamp. But then there's this fitting right here for the inlet for the fuel filter, and this little guy right here can be kind of a booger to disconnect. So I'm gonna have to sit here and fight this for a little bit. I'll try my best to show you how to do this, but anyway, that's what we're gonna get on next. Okay, so as far as I can remember, this little red clip right here, you're supposed to, I don't know if there's a special tool for it. I'm sure there is. I don't have it. So, but see how that moves? I'm trying to get it off the line just a little bit. Okay. See how I've got it off just a little bit, and then I'm going to pry on the line this way after I pull that off, or pry it off anyway. So I'm just taking a little pry bar that I have, or you can take a screwdriver, whatever. See, this is stupid. I don't know why they didn't have it just a normal, same type fuel filters they've been using for decades. Okay, let's see if this works. There it goes. It's probably about to make a mess. Yeah, there it goes. She's dripping. But anyway, that's off of there. What a pain in the butt. Let's see. I'm just gonna make sure it's all clipped back on. I guess this little red clip is what actually holds it to the filter, you know, holds it against this little nub on the filter. Oh, there goes the gas. Dadgummit. Anyways, so I just wanted to show that part to you. It is a pain in the butt. Don't get too frustrated with it. You just got to work at it for a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take off this return line, and then I'm going to start lowering the tank down. All right, so now I got my son helping me. He's going to run the jack to help me lower the tank down. And also, this job is actually a lot easier if your tank is really close to empty. I think mine maybe has, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 something gallons in it, so it's not super terrible. But anyway, so all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this tank lowered down and disconnect it, the electrical connector. Here you go. Come on down. And then go ahead and pull the jack out. All right, there we go. Let's see what else we got up here. Got that electrical connector. Let's push that tank. Get it a little bit over there so it takes the strain off that harness. So, all right, there it is. And then let me go check on something real quick, and I'll be right back, and we'll get this disconnected. Okay, so now that I have the tank down, I got to get these two connectors off of here. So let me get moved around where I can get it better. It's kind of in a confined spot. Let's see if I can do this. Get my other arm around here. There we go. Now I got both hands. So I got these goofy little pliers that I think that's what these are for. I don't know, but we're gonna try them. Squeeze the little tabs and just kind of lift up. Yep, there it goes. And then, you know, it's just a little push tab on your connector to release it. There it goes. All right, that's it. And then I'm gonna slide this tank out and set it up to where I can work on it better. Okay, so now I've got the fuel tank is out, sitting on my tailgate. We're gonna get this out of here. Let's see. So imagine that, another one of these stupid little red fuel line clip doodads. Let's see, hold that sucker back a little bit, take a pick and just push the other end out a little bit. And then just a hose clamp, squeeze clamp. There it is. I'll be right back. All right, now it's time to take these screws out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So excuse me. It should just come right out. And kind of drain out of it. There you have it. There it is in all its glory. So, anyway. Okay, so here is my new fuel level sender. And here's the part number for that, in case you want it. And then here is the new fuel pump. There's the part number for that. And then the fuel pump strainer. There's the part number for that. So, anyway, moving on. So, to get this fuel level sender off of the hanger, you got to remove these two screws, and it all comes off. Yeah, it all comes together as this one bracket right here. And then you just disconnect it from right up here. So, and then we'll move on to the pump after that. Okay. Going to go ahead and remove the fuel level sender. It's as easy as just removing these two screws. And it just disconnects right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. This side. Don't get them too tight. They'll strip out pretty easily. Just snug them up. There. Unplug this back in. Boom. Fuel level sender's done. Now to move on to the pump. So you've got these two clamps right here. I might need some bigger pliers. I don't know if these are going to be big enough. Yeah, they work just fine. Get the clamp. Let's break this loose. I don't know. I don't think my new pump came with this hose or not. I don't believe so, but I'll have to check here in just a minute. So anyway, all right, well, I'm going to go and get this clamp off, and then I'll show you how to get the pump out of the hanger. All right, now that I have the fuel level sender replaced, it's time to do the pump. Went ahead and got the clamps off. This clamp, this lower clamp right here, it was a little harder to get off because it was, well, I don't know, it just was. But anyway, so I have the hose broke loose off the suction tube. As you can see, you should just be able to pull back a little bit on the pump, lift it up, and then it comes right off. Whoops, I'll have to get that back here in a minute. And then if you can zoom in right here. So to unplug it or disconnect it, you've got this little tabs right here. You press them in, and there it is. So I got to get this off of here. I guess I'm just going to reuse it. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, time to assemble the new pump and everything. I went ahead and just put the hose on the pump, so I'm not having to sit here and fighting it on there. Anyway, you take your new strainer. If you notice, it's got like a little ring on it right here that kind of helps secure it on there better. There we go. Put the little rubber isolator on the bottom. Can you see that? So you have to guide the hose back on the suction tube. Now just trying to get this little rubber isolator to stay on straight. Ah, stupid. There. Just make sure that pump is pressed down against there on the bottom pretty tight, so that isolator doesn't move around. So there it is. And put the clamp back on. Okay, and then the last thing is take the connector, plug it back in the pump. That's it. It is all ready to go back into the tank. I've already inspected inside my tank. There's nothing in it. It's pretty clean, just clean fuel. So finagle this down in here. Alright, then I'm going to just put the screws back in it, hook the lines back up, and she'll be ready to go back up underneath. So, alright, so now that I have all the bolts back in, we're going to just push this back on. You push it until it clicks. There it is. I gotta put this clamp back on. There it is. Good enough. All right, time to set her on the ground, get it back underneath. Okay, so you can see I got the tank back up under the vehicle. The only two things really you got to plug in are these two guys right here. Be sure you push them in until they click. There it is. And that's it. Everything else can be plugged back in. All the hoses, whatever, can be done after the tank is bolted back up into the frame. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is get this thing back up in the frame and get the straps on, and hopefully get this thing done pretty quick. Okay, tank straps are both tightened. It's time to just start hooking all the hoses back up. Here's the filler vent hose. Alright. And then the actual filler hose. Okay, and then there'll be there's this little evap hose right here. I'm going to hook that up, and then I've got the fuel filter hose and the return line to hook up, and we'll get to that here in just a minute. Alright, so I'm going to install a new fuel filter. While I'm at it, it's probably been 3 years since I've replaced it, but so as you can see, this line right here is already off of there. We got to break this line loose and then break it loose at this little bolt right here. So let's see, it takes a 14 millimeter. Let's see if you can see that, a 14 and a 19 to break it loose right here. Let's see if I can get it. Probably gonna fight me the whole way, I'm sure. Nope, good. It came right off. Now that that's loose, we're going to go ahead and take, let's see if this will fit, a little 5/16 socket. Try to loosen this up. There you go. Okay. Try not to get gas running down my arm. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hold my thumb over the end so it doesn't dump gas on me. Excuse me. See, let it drain out for a moment. Alright, so if you notice on the filter, it has this little clip doodad on here. I'm going to try to get that off of there, and it goes on the new one. It's supposed to hold the line in place. See if I can't get this off of here. Whoop. That's being a doozy. What a pain in the butt. Alright, well, I'm going to get this off of here, and we'll be right back. Alright, I finally got the little stupid clip doodad off of there, but go figure, it doesn't want to hold real good on this just cheap filter. I'll probably end up getting an OEM one again before too long, just because that's how I am. So anyway, slide her on in there. Get our lines threaded. Go ahead and get this snapped on here. Oh, see, of course, look, it fell off. What a piece. You want to push this on until it clicks. There it goes. So I'm giving it I'm pulling on it. Make sure it don't come off, and it's not. Before I tighten this down, I'm going to go ahead and stick this little guy back in here. So I'm sure it's going to fight me too. Everything else has been. Of course. See if I can't force this sucker on here. Alright, whatever. Maybe I'll do this. Take the line off. Slide the filter back so we can get a little closer to that. Well, you get the gist of it. I'm sure I'm going to have to sit here and fight this thing for a minute. But anyway, so yeah, once you're ready, you're going to thread your line back on. Make sure it doesn't cross thread. Snug it down. Might as well go ahead and let's just go ahead and just put this return line back on before I forget. There you go. Okay, that's on there. All right, I'm gonna wrestle this little bolt here. I've already lost it. I don't even know there it is. I'm gonna wrestle that for a minute, trying to get it back on here. So anyway, so that's how you do that. After I get the bolt in there, I'll tighten that down. I'll tighten my line down, and that will be done. And then I'm gonna put the skid plate back on under the tank, and then we're gonna fire this thing up and see what happens. All right, I guess I'm a bonehead. I didn't have the filter turned just quite enough. I guess there's little notches made into the filter or the filter case, whatever, that helps it line up better. So after that, the bolt just went straight in, no problems. Snug that guy down. That's good enough. Get this line tightened down. There we go. Looks good. Return line's on. Everything's snapped in. Cool. Time for the skid plate. Okay, here is the first start. I haven't primed it or nothing yet. Let's see what happens. Cool, it's running. Pay no attention to those. That's on purpose. So, anyway. Cool, well, seems to be running good. And I'd say that's a fix. Thank you guys for watching my video today. I hope you can learn something from it. It's a pretty easy repair to do. It takes, honestly, probably an hour, hour and a half to do this repair. It's really simple. So if you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel, and as always, have a great day. Bye.